And there we go. I'm live now. So, this is episode 10? I'm on 10. Let me think about this for a second. I'm on episode 10. How the fuck did I get this far? I'm just gonna say that right now. How the fuck did I get this far? And why? Who let it get this far?
These nuts.
So this episode is open mic like some of the previous others. So this episode is about the 3 different types of racist and card pullers and how they're the worst kind of people on the internet, and they actually ruin racism and make racism kind of harder to figure out, you know, like what's good and what's bad and what's acceptable on the internet, because you really don't think about it. You don't think about it as much when you're a meme lord like me. You just go around the internet, you say whatever you want, you don't fucking care. I'm joined with Umbreon1505. It's been a very long time. This is also going to be the first podcast episode I have an active drink. I haven't drank in about 4 months, so I've been 4 months sober. And I don't heavily drink. It's just usually one, so. Don't drink and drive. It's not a good combination. But anyway, Umbreon, why don't you tell me about your attempts of racism ever since you moved from, or like the things you've seen since you've moved from Texas to Mexico. Because you're now the third person I know that's gone to Mexico. I mean, doesn't hurt to ask. New Mexico. So I still don't to this day don't know the difference between New Mexico and you know, regular Mexico. I thought they were both the same.
Nope, you have the border patrol.
Jesus Christ. And that link that I just dropped on Discord, or that link I put up on fucking Twitter looks like shit.
They know when you're awake or not. They see you in your sleep.
Oh, I didn't even make an episode 10 thumbnail. Oh well.
Who's Vashley?
That's episode 10. Who's Vashi?
Yeah, who's Vashi?
That is my wife. You remember. She was just in the room. She was just in the studio before we started. Where were you at?
I don't know. I was just like, okay.
I gotta go to fucking Facebook, Twitter, and fucking... I almost want to go to Reddit, but I'd cry if I fucking posted my shit there.
Hey, about to cry about 2 seconds. Hey guys, it's Umbreon1505. How you doing tonight?
I don't even... I don't even...
Maris, we should go play some GTA 4.
This is what I used to work with.
Hey, you like going, wizard?
People are gonna be so confused by the thumbnail. I'm sorry, but like, I winged it. I didn't give a shit. I'm still in the progress of making the thumbnail. I just want to make sure I have the finalized thumbnail, so I don't have to keep editing it over and over and over and over. So now we're at 3 minutes in, and these podcasts usually run for about a straight hour. God damn it, Maris. I wanted to talk about racism. Well, come the fuck in here. It's open mic. Come in. Come in the podcast live room. Come talk. It's open. I'm pretty sure I made the server open. If it's not, I'll fucking add permissions for everyone to view. Oh, you know what? I don't think anyone can... Oh, that's probably why. Let me change that. Hold on to your butts. I'm adding the thing. Hang on. I'm fucking silly. Apparently... I don't know. Apparently I need to add permissions for every single individual fucking role except myself. That makes no sense. Discord is logical. It really is. It's But I have to go to work early morning, so I can't join. There's times where I have come on podcasts or streamed until 4 in the morning and then went into work at 5 for 8 hours. Got home, continued my eBay business for 2 hours, continued my stock exchange for another 2 hours, and then I never went to fucking sleep because I had to work a different job at night. So yes, the pain is real. Are you okay?
Yeah.
Are you okay?
I don't.
I haven't even gotten to 5 minutes in. It's not the permissions, idiot. Oh, well, I figured it might have been. Because Discord's retarded. Discord is, you know... Discord is not the best of 5 cents, so to speak. So what I got written down in my description is whatever I wrote down prior to this episode. I usually... So, when I write the descriptions out, I write them out about a week in advance, and I don't look at them. So then when I go to actually do the episode, I'm a fucking blank slate. It's better this way. Whereas if I'm actively reading it on the spot that same day, that's fine, but like, it's better to not know what the fuck I'm going into after a while. So, I wrote here that I want to share my opinion of racism and how online streamers generally get the short end of racism online rather than the focus be toward peaceful protests online or IRL. And, you know, I try to categorize people. Not stereotype, categorize. It's better to do this online than, you know, go out in real life and be like, okay, this person's racist just for saying that word, whatever, fucking big deal. But then you got other people that are burning down statues and nearly killing themselves and blowing themselves up for ATMs. Plus, you know my sleep schedule is already fucked. I have 4 more days of no sleep I need to regain. Well, go regain it. Go regain it. Go back to sleep.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Warfare Ridge, he's a pal of mine that has never slept for about a week.
Yeah, sure. Well, I mean, you don't sleep when you're doing stuff.
No, he hadn't slept for a whole week straight.
Why?
For the sake of the meme. I don't know. But
Well, I mean,
let me just, you know, cut to the chase here because it's like 7 minutes into the stream.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, and maybe you'll agree with this definition of, you know, racist. A true racist is the type of person. It's not like a non-racist or like a, you know, a special snowflake sort of to speak, like that would call out fucking racism on a fucking dime. These kind of people, you know, definably would be the kind of people to use slurs both online and IRL, and they would have no problem physically harming a person just because of the color of their skin, just because they didn't like them. The idea of pulling a race card online to these kind of special people that think they're top shit, and they think, okay, we're gonna try to get, you know, I don't know, some fucking activist, anti-racist, this, that, every other group online to go after someone just because we don't like them, or maybe there's a petty reason behind it. I look at people like that with the lowest form of fucking IQ and intelligence, to where you can't even have a fucking sensible conversation with them, or they provide nothing at all to the conversation at hand.
Because they literally just like
they're sensitive.
Oh, you are this color? Okay, let's go after.
Yeah, but then you have the people that are hypocrites. They in private will say racist shit. And then they turn around and then they do the same fucking thing. And they're like, oh, don't follow this guy. I don't like him. He's a racist. But then in private, he's saying all the racist shit on the planet. It's fucking hypocrisy. It's if you're going to be racist in private and you're comfortable with it, just fucking do it. Say something. It doesn't matter. Every human being, and this is my philosophy, every human being is capable of hate in some form or manner.
Yeah. It's nature in a sense. Cheesy as that sounds.
It is. Let's see here. The Snowflake Racer, oh god, I turned a coin here, is actually more harmful than you think to a real-life radical movement, or racial movement, like, say, Black Lives Matter, compared to someone who's comedically dropping a slur. So, there are many instances of racial slurs being dropped in both, like, music and TV shows. And it's on YouTube.
Yeah, but they don't get any hypocrite from it.
Because it's art. It's creative use of something that's borderline on the censor. they're not doing it for the attention or hatred. They do it because a non-racist creator or a comedy writer has this wonderful thing called the First Amendment, to where they can say whatever they want peacefully.
That's true.
And these people that go online and say you're a fucking racist, or I shit you not. It was a few months ago. This coworker no longer works with me. Thank God. She's a fucking idiot. She hates cops. She calls cops racist. And I said that during our little Black Lives Matter protest that came through our town back in May, I said out loud, I'm like, look, I don't think this protest is going to be peaceful. I think they're going to destroy property, break windows, flip cars, and do shit. And they're going to damage property, at least something. They're going to damage something. And this bitch turned around. She's not black. She's not white. She was, I don't know what a mix, I guess Hispanic. I don't know. But she turned around and immediately whipped her head at me, and she's like, "You're a racist. You're a piece of shit racist. You hate cops." And I'm like, "The fuck are you on about? I love police. I love the police in my town. They're dumb, but I like them. I know a couple of them. I'm friends with one of them. I went to high school with one of the fucking guys. Like
I was assaulted last night by some idiot kids who were just drunk off their asses, and yeah, I mean, yeah, we're gonna have the bad cops, but these cops showed up in less than 2 minutes and went after them, and I'm like, they care, and it's like, not everybody is bad as they seem, you know?
No, you're right, and it's weird because then you go online and it's the same thing. But like this girl, I'm not gonna specify her name on stream to embarrass her because some of the employees that I work with, I'm friends with on Facebook, but they know which one I'm talking about. It begins with an S, and not the smartest cookie at all. Also called out a lot. Wasn't really fucking useful to the job at all, but she just turned to me and called me this, that, and everything in the book. And I'm like, yeah, okay, sure. Whatever floats your boat. Whatever helps you sleep at night. And then a couple months later, she's gone. She no call, no shows her job and fucking leaves. It's whatever. I don't need that shit. Don't need it. We didn't need it, and we didn't need that. And funny enough, I ended up recording that entire protest. And then as soon as I left, apparently when they stopped in front of our municipal in our town, my hometown, they damaged cars by throwing rocks and eggs at police cars in the building. So, I mean, I said it before it even happened. I'm like, this is not going to be a peaceful protest. And they were marching down the street with a black woman on a crucifix. Tied to one. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, this is not appropriate for, there's kids that are coming into our store and shit, and they're with their mom, and they're walking out, and they see this big-ass fucking interstate street going all the way down, this long-ass route, and they're walking with the fucking women on fucking crucifixes, tied up. I'm like, what
but
the
if you think about it, that's almost offensive to religion at that point.
Yeah, it is. Might as well just set it on fire and hang it upside down, and there's your symbolism for hate. I don't understand the point to that. But when you stop and think about that, the people that participate IRL in those kind of protests, I'm not saying that anyone who protests is racist. I'm saying the people that are in those protests specifically with the intention of harming or giving a bad image that would promote hatred, not for the sense of comedic, but for the sense of just all the wrong reasons. That's a true fucking racist. That's a true racist. Somebody that would want to promote physical hurt to someone or something would be a true racist.
No given reason.
Yeah, exactly. There was a clip that Data God put up on Twitter, Data God Twitter. It was this guy who had, I guess, his shoes set on fire, and they said he did the flare truffle shuffle, which at first I thought was hilarious, but I'm like, I hope that guy's all right. Like, I don't know what race that guy was, but like, it's still a protest for Black Lives Matter. There should be no fucking fire involved at all. No arson. I mean, I've mocked the fucking protests with a video just proacting Skyrim, but it's like I can't even ignore like what goes on in these podcasts. Well, not these podcasts, but like I'm saying what goes on in these protests. Come home after work, after wearing a mask all day, you know, going brain dead from lack of oxygen, and then opening my door, turning around, and be like, all right, can I breathe now? Can I open the door for freedom? I can't get that anymore. You know, a nice example I used today is South Park creators Trey Parker and Matt Stone. In an episode with Randy Marsh on Wheel of Fortune, they made Randy see the letters filled out as N_GGER. And I think it said S. I don't remember exactly, but like with the term people who annoy you. Obviously, you could kind of see where that was going. Right at the start, especially with it being South Park. The socially correct term was naggers. But you can kind of see where that was heading right off the bat. You know what it was going for. And the fact that it was a cartoon TV show broadcasted on IRL TV is just meta as fuck that they were okay with that. But it doesn't make Trey Parker or Matt Stone racist or true racist. That just makes them racy. Like they're on the border mocking the very sensitivity of the word. That doesn't make a person racist for mocking something that's sensitive. That makes a person funny. Otherwise, fucking South Park wouldn't be on. True fucking story. When I had my surgery over a year ago, and I had my intestines and stomach cut out, pulled out of my body, restored and stuck back in and sewed up. And that is true. That is true. That happened. I shit you not. That is fucking true. That is true. It happened. I have a fucking scar here if I ever need to prove it. I remember sitting in fucking bed, unable to even get up, because it hurt to the point where I struggled to get up. It would take me a good 5 minutes to get up out of the bed. I'm sitting there, and it hurts to laugh, but South Park was the only comedy show on all day. So you can kind of imagine how sad I was that I couldn't even enjoy South Park laying in bed in a hospital. Pre-COVID. It sucked. It fucking sucked. But, you know...
I understand, you know?
It's like, that show... why would a show like that be in a hospital? If it's racist, as everyone would think. You know, it's comedic. It's not horrible. It touches on sensitive factors, which many comedians do all the time. A good comedian, here's a good one. George Carlin, now deceased, as of many years ago. My favorite comedian of all time. Of all fucking time. Look up the one skit he does called Life is a Disease or something, I think. We're all disease. That one is fucking grand. It really talks about every single side of the political factor and how everything is screwed up. And he makes fun of it all. From every angle. And it's fucking hilarious. But you got these TV shows that, you know, people are saying are racist, but a TV show can't physically fucking harm you. For the color of your skin. It's not like if you're a black man sitting on the couch behind you. Let's say there's a couch right here, and the TV's right here. You know, a white fist isn't going to come popping out of the fucking TV to hit you just because the color of your skin. That's not how that fucking works. Unless, unless that TV is like a fucking alien TV or some shit and it can grow a fucking limb or can transport a fist. I don't know. It could happen at some point in the future. I don't know, but the only thing that gets hurt is a sensitive person's feelings. And at that point, you stop viewing and you grow a pair. There's all that really is to it. I mean, you go into a store, you go out in the public area or on the road, you're going to see something racist eventually. You're going to see two races fighting amongst each other because human beings are capable of fighting. It's really simple. It's uneasy to ignore, and, you know, the factor's there. I'm not going to sit here and say that I'm unbiased toward racism. I'm going to say the fact that I fucking sit here and I see it 24/7, and I couldn't care for it.
It's like the same way where they say, like, oh, bronies are pedophiles, or furries, spy on children. I'm like, they don't, because you're viewing it from one political view.
True. Just like they say that people
Like-
that stalked Chris Chan on 4chan, or not, yeah, Chris West Chandler on 4chan back in the day, and they found out where he lived and all that stuff, and it's just like, you look at those people that did that, and it's like, are they really bad people? Or were they just people that just wanted to fuck with him because they thought it was hilarious? Or are they
Yeah.
really fucked up people that were doxers, that were out to really ruin his life? And if you're that kind of person, why are you on the internet? I don't know. I
That's
feel
exactly
like
right.
I feel like the internet, like back in the day, I was like, oh, the internet should be this open, free thing. The U.S. government has wanted to change that and make it to where everyone has to identify who they are on the internet and no more anonymity. And I thought about that. I'm like, that would cause fucking chaos. You know, even when it comes to mailing something anonymously, it's kind of, it's not a great idea. But let me talk about these the coined term that I made, a snowflake racer, right? A snowflake racer is this newly coined term for special snowflakes that pull the race card to promote their online or IRL harassment campaign of one or more individuals, just because they hate that one or two or three or five fucking individuals that they don't like. And these people are usually filled with so much self-hate and drama. More likely, they're drug addicts. A good 70-80% chance they're drug addicts secretly. No fucking doubt in my mind. They either abuse alcohol, recreational drugs to a near dangerous extent, to the point of basically vomiting and ending up at a hospital visit on the way. These types of people are generally not professional or well-controlled, self-controlled in streaming or the television sense. They usually end up getting demonetized or banned from specific social media platforms while promoting this ploy of attention that they call, actual news, when in retrospect it's just hate-filled content of garbage that no one thinks is relevant and has fallen out of relevancy within the first couple of days because they see it as laughable petty hate from one individual to another. These guys bring hate to social media and are generally more likely to say racist shit behind the scenes, just like anyone else, just like any other human being. But it's more like a hypocritical kind of thinking for the dramateers that tend to throw the race card around like fucking candy to kids. It's why many creators like Trey Parker and Matt Stone, TV shows like South Park, tend to poke fun at racism as they do celebrities and activist groups. That's my example again, but like, I'm just gonna say, I could say the N-word on my stream. It's not gonna change me. It's a fucking word.
Yeah.
I'm not targeting anyone with it. Here's a fun fact, right? Here's a fun fact. Isaiah Johnson, Empire Arcadia, runs an entire, mostly, for the most part, an all-black crew. That's fine. I'm not gonna judge any of them. I'm friends with one of them. It's a female black girl. Her name's Kim Chavez. She's awesome. I also am friends with Rudy Chavez, who also, they're both working on doing hard mode guerrilla warfare, or guerrilla war, the game. And
Exactly.
he is Hispanic, I believe. Hispanic? Yeah. But he's mostly from America, but you think about that, it's like, how can I be racist if I have friends of other colored origin? And you hear that saying said a lot. I have the quote unquote, this is the most used one, I have many black friends, and it's the dad and I play. No. Just stop. You sound like a fucking idiot ploying the wrong way. You say it like that as a streamer, and you get looked at fucking weird. When I say real friends, I mean people that I talk to on a weekly to a daily basis, and I'm like, hey, how you doing? Oh, hey, can you repair this? Do you know how to do that? Do you think you could run this game? Oh, would you have fun doing this? How's that fucking racist to you? I don't hate people by color. I don't see my hatred by color. I see my hatred, and I've said it on all 10 of my podcasts, all 9 previous ones to this one to now. I hate idiots. I hate stupid people. I hate stupid people more than I hate the kind of person that when you're driving your car and you come up to an intersection to where they can turn right on red and they don't turn right at all. Like, and they know they can turn and a person in front of them did it. You look at a person like that, and probably not even old, they're just stupid. Those are the kind of people I roll up my window and say, you can fucking turn, dumbass. And I'm like, I try to be nice, but there's instances where people are stupid. That guy. Are you Mario 4356? Yes. I am the original Mario 4356, the kid in the Waldo outfit. How you doing? Cool. But anyway, those types of people are generally mocked by creators for something of just about any scale, any type of thing, any reason. What is a racist card puller? The kind of person that would just pull the race card for the sake of hate or drama. And those types of people, and I'm just saying this now, I feel like those kind of people that just say, oh, he's a racist, he said the N-word, he said this word. Bro, you are a freaking legend, thanks. What I'm thinking about is, like, you see a person saying that, but then any other word or anything else becomes so unsensitized that the actual people being affected, like the people that get attacked, there was on Portland, black security guard, got punched in the neck by a white man for the Black Lives Matter protest. That guy, the white guy who punched the black guy in the neck, that's a racist. You got the people that are saying, oh, he said the N-word, or I think he's a bad guy, I think he says the N-word. The people that pull that card and accuse that, I think those are the dumbest individuals that set us back 70 years, 60 years, 100 years, maybe more, back into the Stone Age of racism. It sets us backwards as humanity. And we get set so far back in our fucking ways that we look at what we have on YouTube, our TV, our settings, our everything, Twitch, whatever, and we feel so desensitized that there's no future.
If you think about it,
right?
Like here's the thing. As a person of color, which I am Hispanic.
He is. He's Hispanic.
I have to walk around every day with somebody saying, why is Mexican in my store? Or why are you here? Why don't you go back to Mexico? I'm like, I'm a U.S. citizen. I've been here since 1997. Why does it matter? I mean, why don't you go back to where you came from? I'm like, it's the same thing.
Here's the only comment that I would ever assume for a white man or any other color that's not black to call an African man. I would say to just about anyone, if a white man says to a black man, go back to Africa, that is just racist as hell. Anyone can go anywhere.
White man who's actually British, go back to the UK. It's not even offensive.
It's nothing. No, it's not. That's the stupid thing. So everyone is like, oh, white privilege this, white privilege that. I don't feel any fucking privilege. People insult white people all the time, and it just gets swept under the rug. When something in Family Guy has done this countless times. I think there was an episode where Peter shoots Cleveland's son, right? And they hold like a whole fucking trial over it. And then Cleveland, at the very end of the show, he's like, okay, he does something in a scenario where he lies to the news media, and the whole news, all the casters and all the mob just leave. And he's like, oh, people don't care about black on black crime. I'm like, I sat there. The first day I saw that, I was sitting down. I didn't have my wife at the time. This was about 6-7 years back. And I had a soda in my glass, this kind of glass. I was sitting down, I was sitting on the couch, and it came out my nose. Because I'm like, it's fucking... it's fucking realistic. It fucking happens. No one cares for that kind of crime. They only care about white on black crime. That's it.
Yeah, but if you get, like, think of it this way. If let's just say it this way. If an African-American man starts running from the police in his fancy Mercedes or whatever he drives, the news media is there to record it.
Oh, yeah.
But if it's a white man running from the police
in a Mercedes,
like,
you might get a news report. You might get like an article.
Speaking up, what?
You might get like a news article if you're running from the police, bare minimum. But other than that, continue.
Yeah, but it's like it's the same thing. So when the news media reports about every African American crime, it's like, well, why don't you report about every Hispanic and every white crime that's going on? It's like you barely hear about Hispanic crimes, and if it is, it's just gang related. And if you hear about white crimes, it's just like simple thefts. or simple stuff. But yet when it's a black man and he does, like, I guess he steals a car, or just even just as simple as just accidentally, like, running after hitting someone's car, it's like the whole news media has to get over there and has to record him and from every possible angle they can get, and yet they're like, this is not bad at all. And then 5 minutes later, they're like, okay, well, in Austin, they're protesting about the Black Lives Matter, and I'm like, you were just showing a black man who was getting arrested, yet here's a white man who just murdered somebody, and now you're going to the Black Lives Matter protest.
I have, in one of my previous podcasts, a few episodes back, I think it was about animals, if I'm not mistaken, and the sort of racism and hatred for animals and shit like that. It was a video clip of a white officer shooting and killing a white man. And the tape only ever made it, the body cam tape, only ever made it to court and was released to the public in outrage. But it never got on news media.
Yeah.
It never went on news media.
But the second an officer shoots a black man, it is the news story of a century.
Right. And it's not. That would be a fucking story.
But if a police officer who is white, it's also the news media of the story. And let's just say this. If the officer is pointing his gun at the black man, and the black man is trying to push the gun away, they immediately say, oh, he was reaching for the gun. I'm like, no, he was trying to push it away. Why do you guys say he's grabbing for it when he was never doing that in the beginning?
You know, here's what happened with the white man who was shot dead by the white man, the white officer, right? The guy was pulling up his pants while crawling on the ground because his underwear was about to come down. And that's why he got shot dead several times. Just because he was pulling up his pants.
And that's nothing. But yet, if it happened to an African American, the whole news media would go mad over it. But here's another factor that I point out: if a black officer shoots a black man, it's not that big of a deal, for some reason.
What if white people made it a reason? You know, that'd be scary. What if white people actually made it a reason, right? And it ended up in the news media, like viralized, more viralized than white on black crime. That would be fucking terrifying. Like, I can't imagine white men, and getting angry at other white men in a group over the death of anything in outrage. I couldn't see it. But if it happened here in the U.S., vice versa, maybe in an alternate universe, I'd be fucking terrified of being a white person. I'll say that right fucking now. I wouldn't want to be a white person at that point. In 2016, Daniel Schaffer shot 6 times while wasted on his knees in a hallway begging for his life. Yes, Daniel Schaffer, that's right. That's the person I was thinking of. 2016. I remember the name now. But that guy, oh my god, that was fucking terrible. All because he was the guy was a pest control, right? He was waving a gun out by the window. It wasn't even a gun, it was a fucking BB gun. He was just playing around. And someone saw him report it, like, waving it around. How you doing, Rudy? How you doing, man? I'm glad you showed up. Podcast, the room's open. You're free to join. Add me in. Just join the room. Just join the podcast live channel. There's a live join voice. It should work. If you want. Join the channel. Click it.
Like, the thing is that, and when I lived in Texas, I got pulled over by an Austin police, or even Cedar Park. I don't remember which one it was. I think it was an Austin. Yeah, it was an Austin police officer. I was in a little blue car, and I drove for a half mile because I didn't want to pull over into a dark parking lot. So I drove to the Whataburger that was nearby and parked in there. And he asked me, why did you take so long to pull over, or were you gonna run? I said, I just wanted to go to a lit area for my safety. That's it.
Yeah.
But even Cedar Park,
yeah, I hear you. You might want to mute the actual YouTube though, so it doesn't echo.
Yeah.
Yeah, that white guy, Daniel Schaffer, or Schaefer. Like, that was terrible. All because he was going to go pick up his pants. I don't feel like the police, if they get a complaint of somebody waving a gun, have the right to storm your house with semi-automatics. I just feel like that's kind of fucked up enough. It's pretty dirty. So how are you doing, Rudy?
I mean, as a
Oh, what happened? Say again.
How are you doing, Rudy?
Oh. Doing good, doing good. Did I accidentally cut off your friend?
No, you didn't. It's open mic, so anyone can talk over anyone else.
Oh, okay. I thought
Like-
I heard him.
like the thing is that down here in Cruces, we had I was at a Walgreens, and this happened like a few hours ago at like 3 in the morning last night. I went to go get a snack. There's I guess he was a Hispanic or native or whatever, I don't remember. Was attacking a U.S. veteran for no given reason. He opened his door and then started yelling at him, and they were trying to hold him back. And as a CCW carrier, normally I would have my sidearm removed. Because I'm in a different state, I can't bring it over, so I just left it in Texas. So I thought I had my sidearm, which I realized I didn't, and he was saying I have a gun, and reached into his groin and said he has a gun. And it's like, why is it acceptable for young crowds to carry around firearms when they're not going to use it appropriately?
Wait, you were accused of having a gun?
No, the teenagers or young teenagers said, oh, well, having a gun is assault. But I'm like, if I'm of age to carry a firearm with a CCW, that doesn't make it assault. And if you threaten me with a gun and I'm not armed, at that point, and you're underage, you are technically violating yourself already. You're incriminating yourself to the point where you're not going to get out of that. I am licensed
I
to
feel
carry.
like the ability to get a weapon, a gun at all, should be near fucking outlawed. Like, I'm okay for guns, but like,
Yeah.
when it reaches the wrong fucking hands is the fault of the lawmakers and legislators that don't properly screen. And then you think about, oh well, we got these police agencies that let their officers, let other people, especially their wives or potential girlfriends and friends with benefits, to use a gun just so they, get them as interest. I remember, what was it, Rudy? It was your wife that said her ex-cop friend, right? Said that you said this the other day, right? You said that the officer let your wife use a gun.
Yeah, he was playing with a gun while he was even off duty.
And that's not the first thing I've ever heard of that either. I've heard multiple instances of that.
Yeah, that happens a lot. There's a lot of stuff like that that's not told about. I could
And
tell
the
you some
thing is,
stuff. Go ahead.
Here's what I say: get rid of all guns. Australia did it, and they haven't had a massacre since 1998, I think. Same with England. Nobody, including the police, can have them in those countries. We got it mostly banned in Canada.
Yeah, but the thing is that like in the U.S., it's like you can walk into any pawn shop as long as you're 18 or show some kind of ID. The gun is yours basically at that point, as long as you pay the money. But even accessing one is pretty darn easy if you know how to do it. But I mean, like,
It's also kind of fucked for the people that want to collect guns or they're hobbyists. And they take it to a range and they want to have fun, just shooting targets and whatever, or just actual weaponry. That's a hobby. That's a real hobby.
I was gonna say that there were special exceptions for that though. Like, I mean, really special exceptions. I mean, if you're doing what's called the open carry gun, where people could actually see the handgun you got. There is certain special laws. Like if someone actually tried to kill you or your family, like for special reasons, you can. I can't say this on the stream, not me, but a relative of mine had permission to carry a weapon. Right, this is real now. This is real. He actually had permission to carry a weapon. He had two 45s on him on the side, open carry, and he was killed eventually a year later. So you get what I mean, right? That means that it would have to have special exceptions for that only. You cannot carry it. It would have to be like if someone tried to hurt your family, you were in a situation with the mob or something like that, because you're not really allowed to carry anything like that. There's an actor called Elward James Olmos. He had to carry a weapon with him all the time because he felt that his life was threatened by the mob. So,
I was
like
hoping
said,
Frico would have joined tonight because he said he was. He might be doing podcast or he fell asleep and having an old man nap. Because he really wanted to join the one for this one in particular because he knew what the topic was. I'm going to go over the third type of person, which is the, I mean, it's already in the description, but I'm just going to reread it. I wrote this description out about a week ago, so I don't know full detail of what the hell it says, but basically here's nothing. A non-racist generally is the type of person who you could say isn't racist, but they have no problem with that mindset. Everyone's capable of hate or getting mad. In private, you probably had a racist thought across your mind or refused to say it for your own reasons. That's all fine, especially if for streaming purposes, such as my own, so I can't fucking stream and say the N-word without my YouTube rep saying, hey, you're going to have to mute that. That's not good. And you know, understandable. That's their platform. You know, I'll abide. I'm not going to complain. That's all fine. These types of people can claim ignorance by choice. That's the special thing about this, right? As in, if they hear racism, they get this glorious thing called the freedom of choice to get offended. Or not. And if you do, you become this special snowflake and you don't improve anyone's life or your own. Because again, you're going back to promoting hatred in a sense. You're going around telling people, hey, he's a racist, don't talk to this person, you fuck this, that, and every other thing. And Rudy, I'm not talking about that individual from TG. So, this
what
is
the cocksucking fuck?
Really, Snip?
Oh.
I'm gonna have to fucking mute that for my goddamn... Well, whatever, I don't give a shit right now. Anyway, see? That is what I mean. He waited for that opportunity. I don't know why. He just chose to wait to say that. But I can choose to ignore that and not care for it. Isn't that the beauty of choice, right? That is the beauty of choice, right? I think it's the beauty of choice. I could sit here and pretend I didn't hear it and I know nothing. The ultimate terminology. I didn't plan it. I didn't make that individual say that. They came in here and said it themselves and then left. It's just the same like streaming chat. Streaming chat could be racist as heck. You could go over to AGDQ on their Twitch stream, and back then they would just drop N-words, make new accounts, and go do it again over and over. So
yeah, it's like just look at it look at it this way. If you always have the door open and your gate open, there's always a chance something's gonna get in. Let's just
right,
say it like
and
that.
you got events where people, you know, like at GDQ or you know, some other fucking speedrunning events. You have people sitting down in the background behind the couch and all the chairs. You know, yeah, the one time with, I think it was one of the Zelda runs, a woman was telling her story about her kid and everyone started clapping happily. Like, it was a sad story involving the death of her son or something. And instead of it being that, what if it was just a really super racist guy or two and they both stood up and they started chanting hate speech? It's gonna happen.
What do you define as super racist? I mean, exactly.
I would say if two white men got up during a crowd at GDQ, and they stood up together and they shouted "Down with all, you know, X race." That would no. That's when it goes a little too far because that's planned hatred right there. That's just. There's self-drama and hatred, and then there's racism, and then there's racy shit. And again, I had to re-show. Sorry about that, that guy. It censors shit sometimes. I don't have control of it. Kind of goes with the natives getting called Indians and white people feeling offended, despite natives not giving a shit. I mean, it's true.
Well, let's just say that it's always good to have the real thoughts from people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'd rather not sit here and half glass it, so to speak. Like, I hear it, so I obviously know about it. I know about the people that are capable of spamming it and saying it repeatedly. But here's the thing. Snipman came in here and he said that comedically. He didn't come in here and fucking just say, you know, outright down with an entire fucking culture. He just mocked the word because he thought it was funny.
Yeah, that's the thing though. Is that I'm not okay with it, but I'm also not. It's like I'm not affected by it. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm just saying, like, right. The other people could.
It's the equivalent for if a white man was sitting here, so me, and Snip came in as a white man. He said cracker. No white man cares about that word. Real talk. No white man cares about that word. At all. That's not racist to even a white man anymore. Because you never hear the terminology come from anyone else.
You're
True or
correct.
false? Yeah, I am. You're right. But I don't get offended
And-
by it.
Like, the thing is, coming from a Hispanic person, it's like, oh, okay. Coming
Yeah.
from a black person, it's like, oh, okay. But if it comes from another white guy, it's like, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Actually, it's pretty much the same all around.
Yeah,
Actually, a white man calling another white man that term is just no one gives a shit.
Well, that's a little. See, let me explain to you where that too as well. Being that I'm, my wife's. I guess I could speak freely, but I have to be careful how I say it. Being that I have, a wife, African American, and my son is half black. And there's some words that we joke, but it's like there's some words that I cannot, like they're double-sided. So it's like I can't really say it for the respect of my wife or in other friends. You know what I mean, right?
Yeah,
That-
a little bit.
Yeah, I can't say the N-word like if she were to say it in her own way. You know what I mean, right? She could say it because see that
Yeah,
thing I have, it's a double-edged sword. It's like I could repeat what you said, but it'll sound worse if I say it like that because then it's even if in a joking matter. Because well, like I said, I don't know how to argue with that argument or anything, but it's like I can't say it because I ain't black. As an example.
Yeah.
So I have to, it doesn't sound right if coming from me, even if I'm joking.
Not to cut
but-
you off, but I do want to say this one thing because my YouTube rep's probably going to watch this back.
Okay.
So I'm just going to specify this now, my guy. I don't care. It's okay, okay? It's comedic or for the sense of sensibility or whatever because I don't care for it and I didn't say it. So please don't get antsy about it. Okay? Okay, good. Thank you. Okay, that is my YouTube rep, everyone. So he lets me do what I want and I let myself do what I want, which is this, and I'm happily doing this. And somehow banana, I don't know. See, that's the funny part about all that. So these, what did Kim say?
Oh, well, what did you say back? But Maris didn't hear you right.
Oh, you heard me? I'm sorry.
No, I heard like a mummer in the background. I'm like, what? Did you say something?
You said Thor Eckler?
No, I said Dan Aykroyd is a musician.
Oh, no one
No.
wants to know about Dan Aykroyd. No, I'm just kidding. That's the guy from the Ghostbusters, right?
I didn't know he was a
That's
musician.
That's that fat guy from the Ghostbusters.
Yeah, I didn't know he did
Oh.
music.
Oh, he did music. I don't know. Don Aykroyd came out with other films.
We need a new movie with Danny DeVito and a Pokemon movie, but that's just my two takes
Good.
on that.
Mm-hmm.
He should have done the voice of Pikachu and Detective Pikachu. I'm sorry, man.
It sounds like we derailed your topic.
Oh, no, not really at all. That word is not offensive to me at all. It's just another word that you could coin. I mean, even that word isn't offensive to white people. You think about it. There's no word that could offend a white man. Except racism card pulling, I guess. I mean, we find that sort of offensive.
There is one word that will offend a white man.
Try me.
Okay, Thomas.
Thomas? As in Thomas the Tank. Okay, that's not really offensive. It's just more or less silly and funny. Again, you're talking to a guy, okay, wearing a fucking Yank hat. Okay, no. Don't play that. It'll get me, it'll get an audio detection on that. I'll actually get my asshole ripped out by my fucking rep. Yeah. They don't care for any racial term dropped in the topic if it's about it. But if there's any bit of music or even a soundboard used, they get anal. They don't like it. My rep does not like it at all. He gets mad at me whenever I do it. He knows I do it and he thinks it's funny, but like he has to deal with all the claims on it. And I do too, and it's kind of annoying.
I know, I heard it. I don't know. My wife is like laughing over that music.
I know, I heard it too. It's funny.
Is that like a side thing you do, like for like disc jockeys do?
Oh, with this podcast? I just have fun with this.
Oh,
I
with
couldn't
with the
care if
music.
I get monetized or not. That I could have fun with. I could do music rips and do what Siva
Right.
Gunner does, but I choose not to. It's too much memes all at once. I tried that once before, and I did the troll courting 1 and 2, and then I never did any of the other 5. I skipped out of them. I don't know what the hell that was.
You
Like-
know, you can listen to it better, babe, if you take off your hair. It's like she's listening to it lagging in the YouTube version. We're talking
Oh.
in the actual live version.
Oh,
It's
it's
like-
it's on a delay. It's on a delay. It's programmed like that. If you get big on any social media platform, even if it's only 1,000 subs on YouTube, or even a couple hundred followers on Twitch, or maybe Instagram, or whatever you want to go do on, I would say what the fuck, Mixer, but Mixer shut down. I didn't even know about that until a few weeks ago. So that was around for what, less than 6 months. But eventually on YouTube you gain the ability to have community posts, right? So
Yeah.
which that means is you can have more monetized content because you can go out of your way and basically broadcast everyone on the main YouTube channel, be like, hey, I'm doing this today, come look at this, blah blah blah, and vice versa. I use it occasionally, and you become more of a target from these fucking snowflake people that pull that race card. And they're so filled with internal petty fucking hate for themselves that they refuse to admit it's like the stages of grief. They're in more grief than me. I could sit here all day and do podcasts for an hour a week without a care, and they'll try to demonize me. I mean, I've been demonized countless times already, and I've laughed at every single fucking one. I've had people accuse me of being liars. I've had people accuse me of being pedophiles with fucking Photoshop. I've had everything under the sun, and I don't care. The only thing I care about is to mock the stupidity that those people have. Because they're dumb. You can tell and see through bullshit when you're high IQ, like me, when you're not a beta fucking idiot that can't see through, what the fuck's real and what the fuck's not. For example, fucking Contra 3 score and fucking, this is going off topic, but leeching for 20 minutes through basic math and looking at how Contra 3 would run for Isaiah's score on Twin Galaxies that was disputed in fucking 2018. You think about something like that, and it's like, it's so basic that you would have to be a beta moron to not agree with it. Like, in a sense, that's also me kind of insulting Jace's intelligence for that. But, I mean, in retrospect, there's no rule or, display of what's leeching for that track, so I guess whatever. But again, because you can create content that you want, not what others want, and that's what these card pullers don't like. They want you to make content about them in response, to make them feel important. I say, fuck them and not give them the satisfaction. I make them eat my own ass, and then continue to eat my own ass and give me free advertisement, essentially. Because I'm that high IQ. I let these dumbass drama posters online think that they're actually winning, when in retrospect, they're actually giving me more money and free advertisement. Thanks, morons. But, these people also think that they're anonymous, and the only reason being they think they're anonymous, okay? Truth is, there's not one individual online, privately, who is off the fucking grid. The only way, theoretically, you could be off the grid is if, from birth, you were born in your house, you weren't taken to a hospital, you were never given a job, never given a social security, never given a driver's license, or, got one, and you've worked under the table jobs, and you don't exist, and you don't have a phone, you don't have any record indicating that you're alive.
Holy. You mean like a Japanese shonen, sort of?
Yes. You would have to be completely off every online database. You have to not exist. That is the only way. And when you come online, the moment you do, you already are creating a history for yourself. There's no point. Even if you go by a fake name.
Well, no, you would have, well, unless a person knows what they're doing, they go through a proxy.
You can look through proxies now. You can still go through proxy lists and shit like that.
The reason I say that is because they want to see.
By the way, I gotta ask: is there anyone to see the original OG meme video? I know it's off topic. Sorry, I'll respect the answer either way. It's pinned in the Discord. It's on my website. It's under memetroll.com/top300memes. I think that's the actual link, but it's the real one is linked in general. It's pinned. I don't know. There's one island in Europe that's completely separate from the rest of the world. They're still in the Stone Age.
I heard that.
Really?
I heard that.
You can also fake a death and detach from society. I could, but there's no fucking point. But, you know, you have to just not exist at that point. And what's the point of even understanding all of this that I'm explaining to everyone now? To the both of you sitting in my podcast channel and to anyone else that's going to listen to this later, why would, if anyone has this level of knowledge, would you just abandon the internet? Unless you're under death threats and you're swatted, whatever, maybe you're scared, but even then you could come back. I mean, it's the internet. You're not gonna... Human beings are stuck to socialism. Well, not social, but like socializing, sorry. But, you know, I'm a socialist, so, I guess in a way, everyone deep down in America is somewhat of a socialist, right? I would think. And again, I think the only one here whose political view I don't know, Amrian, I don't know your political view.
What do you mean?
What is your political compass? Like, what is your... Do you know what you are? Are you a liberal, or are you a communist, or are you Republican?
No, I mean, I would say Republican, but because we have an idiot in office, I just don't know anymore at this point.
I think you should take the political compass test. You'll be able to figure out if you're up, down, left, or right, or where you're at.
I just go neutral at this point.
Well, that's an understandable one. Oh, Rudy left.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know where Rudy went. Oh, there you go. Oh, did you disconnect?
Yeah, no, my internet was going bad.
Oh.
I just got on. Yeah, it happens. I'm using a digital subscriber line, so it sucks.
I think Frico just exploded because I don't know. He's gonna be a little tilted that I didn't try to get a hold of him better, even though I pinged for him in my fucking server. So, I mean, that's more than enough. And again, people probably mute my fucking server for being obnoxious because I always do add everyone once a week. It's a bad habit, but you know, it's my choice. If people listen to me like, "Oh, you're the original dank meme god," when I think about it, I'm like, I'm that guy in that Waldo outfit that Warfare Ridge wants me to wear on the 100th episode. So I am pledged to wear that. Oh God, he's fucking talking in chat. Fascist Chad. I have pledged that on the 100th episode of this podcast. So I don't know if someone do the math. If I do one every Sunday, how long it's gonna be? But you know, he already knows. Yep.
Did you just say good night, Rudy?
No, I thought when you lost the internet, I was like, oh, he's gone. Good night. Like that'd have been it. I'm trying to get back to the main page I was on. There we go.
No, I'll at least try to get back and excuse myself. I don't like to be rudely unannounced like that.
No, you're good.
It's interesting. You get more people, you know, like if they want to speak their mind, it's fine. You know what I mean? I don't get offended. I mean, they could come in there and call me. They could come in there and say, "Hey, you wetback." I'll be like, "Hey, what's up?" You know what I mean? I won't get offended by it.
You think that's bad? How about this? Listen, so, Umbreon, you want to tell them about Aaron?
Who?
You remember Aaron Titan?
No.
Don't say how racist he was.
I don't remember him very much.
You don't want to remember. Kid was fucking
I
nuts.
don't remember.
Like, he wasn't even comedically racist. He genuinely hated black people. Like, he really did. He was not the nicest kind of guy to have around after a while. It just was like, yeah, I'm in my mid-20s. I don't care. At the time, I knew him, I was in my younger 20s, but, like, now that I'm, like, going on 30, I'm just like, it's getting old. It's, it's not something
Yep.
not something I vouch or verify or give shits for. So why do you keep saying it like it's some big deal that I would care about it in some way or some manner? And you think about that. And it's not the only super racist person that I've come across. I've come across worse. There goes Umbreon. Oh, I'll be right back. But
Alright.
my podcast is wrapping up anyway because it's hitting that hour. Oh, it's already an hour. And there that goes. My podcasts are always about an hour. I try not to go any longer because then no one will want to watch a whole hour or more. You know what I mean? But I did hear some good news about what was it? Roy Schilt. I do have some good news.
Roy Shields.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
I
He's
don't
alive?
know. I don't have full verification on this though, but someone has recalled speaking to him less than a week ago. So
Okay, so that means that it's alive then.
he might be. I don't know how to get a hold of him if he is. But again, that's just a rumor that circulated to me that it could be false, it could be real. I'll say right now, even my enemies don't know where the fuck he's at. So, what does that tell you? Even the people that don't like me don't know where the fuck he's at. So, I don't know. I mean, could be in space Mexico. Could be anywhere.
Well, let's see.
I mean, I
Might be-
emailed his Roy Schilt website and, couldn't get a hold of him.
Yeah, he's a hard man to get a hold of. I mean, according to Ferretti was trying to get a hold of him a couple of times in the past. He wanted to do an interview with him, one of Rudy J's Ferretti shows. You remember that?
Yeah, I would have wanted to see that. I could see why he wanted to reach out to him so bad.
He wanted to, but never could have for some reason.
I mean, me and Rudy should have fucking teamed up back then doing the Ferretti show. I would have done it.
Oh, yeah. His show was his show's been really backlash, like really.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the opposers gave him a lot of backlash. It was just too much trolling, too much unsupportive to his for obvious reasons. So he was like they were just backlashing to the point where he just didn't care for it anymore. It'll be kind of be interesting. You know what I'm gonna do? And probably I guess I should say probably I'm gonna try to see if I could get permission to get to take his channel and use it. Maybe continue it on, but in a positive outlet.
What? His YouTube channel?
Yeah, and actually call it the Rudy Show. Ironically, it'll be called the Rudy Chavez Show. But in his honor, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. But you'd literally have to, like, at that point, you're becoming Apollo Legend Live or quote unquote, video game exposer extraordinaire. And you do that, you're gonna fall to the drama, and you're gonna be filled with self-hate, and you're gonna pick a side, and it's gonna suck, and you're gonna go through the entire process that I have gone through, and it sucks.
No, I get what you're saying, but it will be more, like I said, I'll try to make it to a more positive outlet, so that way it doesn't seem like it's conflicting in either side. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, just like that, very neutral and very positive. Because I think if the thing is that people, to me, just be real. You even notice that nobody likes any positivity in podcasts. They want to hear the drama, and that's just the way it is. Even it's like that with news. No one wants to hear any good news. Oh, this happened today, a good news thing, this and that. Oh, boring. You know what I mean, right? People want disasters, scandals. That's what they really want to. They want to see here. You know, that's unfortunate, right?
They want to hear the bad part of the news, like the shitty parts, because people are shitty individuals generally. People
Yeah, I mean,
people don't have the thought to think for themselves and to think for what they want, and then when it comes to actually wanting something, they fall short because they don't know what the fuck they want.
They're like, oh shit, did you hear that? Someone got shot, someone got killed, someone got robbed, and you know, like all that. Like, you know, so they want to hear the bad, all that. Oh, that happened over there to your by your neighborhood, or your really, you know, it's just sad, you know. But it's just disasters fascinate people. That's just it. It just fascinates them, you know. And I guess that's the nature of human people. We just like disasters.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, my wife says that it feeds off people's misfortunes.
They're entertained by it.
You heard that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
People are only entertained by hate because it's generally that's all most people are filled with, and those people are typically those that don't have any creative sense. They don't.
Yeah.
They're low IQ. They're generic. They're the type of people that sit around, play Fortnite and Overwatch all day. They don't create anything. They might be good friends, but like they're shitty people when you stop to think about it.
Can I ask you something funny?
What?
Yeah. I noticed that that now people are using the terminology Fortnite for everything, like it's a form of a low, like something like you gotta be really low to be on Fortnite. You know what I mean? Be used like.
How about this? The day I met Isaiah on stream when he was live streaming, the first game that he was playing. Do you recall what I recorded on that stream? He was playing fucking Fortnite, and the first thought in my mind was, is this guy a basic bitch? Like, I legit had the thought. I'm like, you're supposed to be this known gamer that's in world record books. You got all these old classic games under your belt. You hold the fucking Power Glove in your hand like this OG, and you're sitting here playing fucking Fortnite. What the fuck? It's like, could you have picked any more of a generically overplayed fucking title than Fortnite for the attention? It just, I see people. It's kind of like the idea concept of Let's Plays in the fucking 2014, 13. It's overdone on YouTube. Nobody wants to fucking see Let's Plays of Minecraft or Let's Plays of put your generic video game here. Nobody wants to see it.
You're saying that it's been played so much. It's
Yes.
almost like just using the word Fortnite in any.
It's like anyone right now who, and this pisses me off. I see people do this on Twitch all the fucking time. They will play the game that have the current following. So prior to all this, anyone who played Fall Guys and then is now streaming Among Us can go fuck themselves. They're not playing. They're not playing the game to play the game. They're playing the game for a following. They're not enjoying the game. They're not enjoying the video game. They don't care for the game. They care for the community that they're trying to gather.
I see, that makes sense. So
And here's the thing with that too. They're going to get different one or two people from every one of these games to follow them. But then when he actually finally, that kind of person likes a game that they reach, like let's say the game they finally find is their favorite game of all time and it sticks with them for 10, 15 years. Like, I don't know, for me it was Fly for Fun and fucking RuneScape 3. Now it's Final Fantasy 14. So I stuck with those games for a total of 20 years altogether.
So
and
in short, you're saying it's a fad more like it, right? Like sort of.
Yeah, it's like, but when you reach those games, and no one comes with you, no one stays around, no one wants to watch it. Even if it's a long game, maybe it's a grindy game, maybe it's not. People don't want to watch it. It's like when you want to stream Ocarina of Time. This is the reason I don't stream Ocarina of Time on my channel anymore. I only stream it maybe once a year. It's because people don't want to see the same game replayed every time.
Well, I mean, like example, me and my wife, we don't follow up any kind of like, you know, for say, games that people what is fad, you know, what is hyped up, you know what I mean? We like to play old, like you do. We like to play
real
old
gamers.
Yeah.
You want to play what you want to play.
Yeah, like we play Gorilla. We're working on the Gorilla War on the hardest settings, and people are like, "Damn, that's just so old and boring. It's not the thing." You know what I mean, right? But we choose to like it. It's what you're saying. It's what you're saying that people want to get games not because they like it. It's what other people are playing. What's the hype? What's the trend right now over it? Right?
Yeah, and it doesn't make any sense. Like, I feel like even with speedrunning, too, like, speedrun.com, its moderated system, even Ninglendo mentioned it in here, and Ninglendo, for anyone who doesn't know, is a former Twin Galaxies staff member. And
Yeah.
even he has specified and agreed with many of the points I have made. And he even told me, like, hey, look, they uploaded, it was some random ass YouTube poop or something to a game board for a record. And I'm like, that's hilarious. But at the same time, it shouldn't have happened. But it still happened, and they passed it as a joke. Yeah, there's a YouTuber called Otstarvas who bounced from Dark Souls and a few other games, and he ended up dead by daylight. But he actually managed to pull it off.
The
The shitty part about that, though, is, like, once you start playing that game, and maybe you like it, if you don't truly are playing it and you're backing behind it, or if you play it too much, you can't stream it. That's the fucked up thing. Because it starts to become so mainstream that nobody wants to watch you play it anymore. That's the secret to streaming. Like, even me, when I did, like, 40 hours of Fallout 3, I thought that was enough. Like, I didn't want to do my whole guide. I want to do it, but if I stream the whole guide, which at that point it'll be, like, I don't know, fucking 60 parts, maybe 80. Nobody's going to want to watch all 80 parts for, 4 hours a piece.
Well, can I say this real quick?
Yeah.
I even though I believe that Fallout 4 has like superb and beautiful graphics, Fallout 3 seems to be superior wise and story wise and depth. You know, it has a lot of depth in it. And
Fallout 4,
yeah.
you can't really travel anywhere without getting murdered because everything south is leveled higher the further you go.
Oh yeah, yes.
So exploration is dead.
It just to me, I think Fallout 3 makes more sense when you travel because it just has a more realistic horizon of things. You know what I mean? Like when you travel, it feels more natural. But when Fallout 4, it feels more like
Forced.
I don't know. It feels too small or too.
It feels forced. It feels like the
forced.
environment's forced.
Yeah,
You're
like if
forced
you're
to
in
go through a set that changes and goes up as you go, rather than stays stagnant and grows as you grow.
Right, like almost like a rail kind of deal, right? Like like a road game almost, not necessarily like that.
Yeah.
Like you have like if you have a bunch of trees or cars and they're like put in a way that you have to go forward, right?
Yeah. I do want to get back into my Fallout 1 run, or my 3 run, sorry. Why not try Fallout 76? It's such a good game. Oh, no, fuck no. God,
Hell
no.
no!
God the fuck no.
Hell no!
Here, I'll give you this take. This is a true story. Originally, the reason I'm referencing this is because I watched a clip of this guy playing Fallout 76 recently. So a long while back, before I trademarked Meme Troll, I was originally going to join Vinesauce as a streamer. And at first I'm like, do I really want to? I mean, I can stream every day. I got good game picks. I'm a really comedic person. I could fucking easily do it. And I would just have to have a huge following on Twitch to do it. And I could have pulled it off in the course of about a year. But then I'm like, I don't, want to be held to a standard and everyone think that I'm like second, third, or fourth best and this, that, and everything. Because I don't want to be that fifth wheel, so to speak, on like a group of streamers. I want it to be me for the sake of that kind of stream. And that's when I opened up Meme Troll. But recently I saw Vinny playing Fallout 76 the first time. He's like his first playthrough, and it was so glitched out and broken that I just laughed. But he was full well playing it, knowing it was fucked up and broken, and that was the funny part. Like, I don't know. I just think shit's funny nowadays, especially in gaming. Gaming is I don't know. Gaming is a fun shit show to watch. It's like a roller coaster that goes off the rails whenever it wants. But I'm gonna wrap my podcast up here because it's well over an hour, and I don't try to let it hit an hour and a half. I usually let like a half-hour leeway into whatever amount of time I have, because in case someone comes in late, like let's say for example, let's say Frico came in 15 minutes after the hour mark, he hasn't shown up. He would have had a word otherwise. The moment I realize, the moment he realizes I did my podcast, he's going to be angry. He's being like, "Why didn't you come wake me up with a phone call?" I'm like, "I didn't want to wake you, man. You're having your old man nap." I could wake him.
You're gonna end it then, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna end it here in a moment. But like, I'm thinking like, the point that I wanted to end on this podcast with the 3 different types of racist people and the card pullers being the worst ones, that are the secret racist. I think the people that pull that card for that petty amount of hatred ruin the idea of what a real racist is. And they desensitize racism and set us back so many fucking years behind back into the fucking Stone Age that we're like that fucking, like that guy referenced, the fucking island on Europe that no one knows about. Like, I feel like at that point, civilization might as well be back in the 1800s with racism in effect. If you're just gonna go around saying, "That guy's a racist, I don't like him," you have to be a fat, retarded blob. I'm sorry. Like, I don't ever use the word retarded often. I don't use it to affect mental disability. I use that term as another term for, a more meaner word for idiot. And in retrospect, yeah, it's, you have to be pretty dumb. You have to be pretty stupid.
We'll take it this way, that if I will just say that, just to end it this way, just say everybody's racist to something.
Yeah. Especially with no context.
Yeah, just say, if they want to say it like that, because the word racist just seems too far-fetched, like too, you know what I mean? We're gonna dislike what they don't, we're gonna fear what we don't understand, you know what I mean?
Right.
Just
like, I don't get how people would call me a racist when I got fucking black and Hispanic friends left and right. I got a couple Indian friends. My aunt's friend is Asian, and we go to the casino together. It's mind blowing.
Yeah, that's too big of a. I mean, that's too big. That's kind of too.
You're welcome, by the way, that guy.
Huh?
That guy was in chat. He's saying that. Just wanted to say you actually made my day today. Thank you so much, dude. Yeah, no problem. See, like, I'm not a dick like a lot of people are online. It's just like I'm a dick for the right reasons. I'll laugh and mock something. And I just got an email from my rep, and it's all good. Just make sure it's no longer than 5 seconds for the Thomas the Tank. I don't know if it's fucking longer than 5 seconds. I can't remember how long Lintu played it for. Shit. I think he played it for like 3 or 4 seconds. I think I'm good. I think I'm good.
Yeah.
Who joined? Oh. Umbreon's back, by the way. I'm still streaming. I'm about to end the stream. Hey, Umbreon, do you recall how long that you recorded or played the fucking Thomas the Tank? Like 4 seconds? Do you remember? You played Thomas the Tank for a minute. Do you remember how long you played it for?
4 seconds.
Yeah, okay, that's good enough. I'll just tell him 4 seconds. Please give me some leeway. Thanks, Daddy.
Oh, Daddy.
Hello. I accidentally did not mute fast enough while not caring, and it was only 4 seconds. Thanks. Clean it up? Question mark.
Are you doing that, Maris?
What? I was emailing my rep, sorry.
Oh, no, I heard somebody making that noise.
No, that was Umbreon. But,
Is it like an audio thing?
Oh.
No,
No,
he's
that's not
actually
audio.
modifying his voice with his his hand and
No,
throat.
actually not. I'm on my phone. I'm on my
Yeah.
phone right now. I'm not on the computer.
But there's a couple people online that think that I don't have a YouTube rep, but I actually do. And to those people that think that launching a harassment campaign against me, here's a news flash: if you have a rep also, you might get into deep shit. Because you're, at that point, fucking with YouTube reps and the policies. So I don't advise doing it. That's the biggest upside, too, is when you finally have a rep on YouTube, you can finally start pushing buttons for the right reasons. But, like, if you don't have a rep and no one knows you, they don't give a shit. And that's favoritism. I can't get behind it. But I'm glad that I finally have the ability to fight back against the assholes that think that they're top shit when in reality I have the buttons to fuck them over now for being assholes for all the right reasons. Are you okay? You sound like you're having an existential sexual crisis.
He's,
All right,
sort
yep,
of
yep. I'm ending my stream. That is the end of my podcast. He's moaning now. All right, the furry's now moaning, guys. I'm out of here. Nope, that's it.
Oh, he's
That's
getting
it.
furry.
That's my stream.